The man was impaled by the basketball hoop. The pain made him cry out loudly. His friends were terrified. The firefighters arrived quickly. A boy said my friend Kevin did this crazy dunk, and then all of a sudden, the whole thing just came down on him. The basketball hoop impaled Kevin through his shoulder. The firefighters were also shocked when they saw the scene. Lieutenant Harriman immediately called for backup. They needed a truck sent over to cut through the steel rim. Seeing that Kevin had already lost a lot of blood, he needed to be rushed to the hospital before he suffered permanent nerve damage. Harriman instructed the other firefighters to check with nearby residents to see if they could find anything to cut through the steel brace. Then he comforted Kevin, trying to distract him by saying, "I know a Kevin who liked to showboat on the court too." He then told him to hang tight. Just then, a truck company arrived. Harriman told them to grab an angle grinder. He had his team hold onto the backboard and clamp the vice grips on the brace right above the impale. He told Kevin to stay perfectly still, then covered his head with a jacket. He started grinding through the steel brace, but the intense vibrations made Kevin scream in pain. His friend shouted, "Why are you hurting him?" Harriman patiently explained, "We gotta cut the brace free to transport him to the hospital." With a loud snap, the hoop was successfully cut off. Sylvie quickly grabbed some gauze and wrapped a figure-8 bandage to hold the rim in place. Then they rushed Kevin to the hospital for treatment. The basketball coach was fully conscious, but the paramedics insisted on shocking him. Travis refused. He had never heard of shocking a conscious person before, but Leslie explained that if they didn't act fast, his extremely fast heartbeat could lead to sudden cardiac arrest. They charged to 100 joules.
Stand back. Clear.
But shockingly, instead of slowing down, his terrifying heart rate climbed to 201. Travis thought it was done, but Leslie informed him that due to his stubborn heart, they had to try again. At this moment, Travis was in utter despair. With another shock,
Clear.
it still didn't work. They had to keep going. Travis pleaded, "Please, no more." A student watching from the side stepped forward, saying coach already said no, you are killing him. Dawson explained that in Travis' current condition, he wouldn't even make it to the hospital. As they increased the charge to 300 joules, Travis' heart suddenly stopped beating. Both paramedics went on high alert and immediately started resuscitating him. Travis was still in severe VTAC. With no other choice, they made one more attempt. They decisively charged to 360 joules. Under everyone's anxious gaze, Travis finally came back to life. His fibrillation had finally stopped. They quickly rushed Travis to the hospital. Candidate firefighter Mills started his first day on the job. Encouraged by the senior firefighters, he attempted to chat up a female paramedic. However, she shut him down with a single sentence.
Peter Mills, are you gay?
No.
Because I am.
The senior members of the team laughed uncontrollably. Perhaps this was their way of entertaining themselves, because this profession always carried life-threatening risks. A few days later, while rescuing two trapped men on a church rooftop, an accident caused Kelly to grip onto a victim with his right hand to prevent him from sliding down. Afterwards, Kelly's shoulder hurt terribly. It turned out that he had previously injured his right shoulder while saving someone. He had been relying on illegal painkillers to manage the pain. Kelly kept this a secret from the firehouse because he loved his job and didn't want to ruin his future. However, an upcoming rescue mission changed everything. A fire broke out at a kindergarten. After extinguishing the fire, the firefighters discovered a drug lab in the basement. Wearing gas masks, they rescued a man from the scene. Using a kindergarten for such activities was truly despicable. Following the incident, all firefighters were required to undergo urine testing. But Kelly's shoulder was in excruciating pain, and he had just taken painkillers. Back at the firehouse, everyone completed their urine test except Kelly, who kept making excuses to delay it. His best friend, Leslie, noticed everything. As Kelly hesitated, Leslie stormed into the men's restroom and handed him a mysterious bottle without saying a word. Thanks to her, he narrowly passed the test. Kelly knew he couldn't keep going like this, but soon another rescue completely changed his life. A car swerved to avoid a small animal and crashed into a utility pole. The electrical wire swung dangerously over the hood and the fuel tank had been punctured. The situation was extremely hazardous. The driver, Royce, was too frightened to move. With teamwork, Kelly and his crew quickly secured the wire. As Royce thanked the firefighters, she discreetly noted Kelly's name from his uniform. Later, she even went to the firehouse to find him. Kelly had incredible luck with women, but this time he turned her down.
There's a well-known phenomenon where people who've been rescued become attracted to the men that help them. Believe me, this will wear off in 30 minutes, tops.
His response made perfect sense and Royce left understandingly. However, that night Royce came back again. This time, 30 minutes had passed, there was no excuse to refuse her. So they officially started dating. Their relationship quickly heated up. After learning about Kelly's shoulder injury, Royce finally convinced him to get checked at the hospital. After the examination, Kelly was told he needed surgery, and the recovery would take a year. Whether he could return to firefighting afterwards was uncertain. There was an alternative procedure that could allow him to recover with within 3 weeks, but it came with serious risks. If unsuccessful, he could face partial paralysis. Without hesitation, Kelly chose the second option because he knew exactly what he wanted. Being a firefighter was his lifelong calling. Fortunately, luck was on his side. 3 weeks after the surgery, Kelly fully recovered. He couldn't wait to return to the firehouse, continuing the dangerous yet beloved work he was meant to do. Perhaps this is what a firefighter is truly meant to be.
911 operator received a call from space. The operator was immediately confused. The astronaut said he only had 3 minutes left and asked the operator to help connect his family. It turned out just now the space station was hit by a solar storm. Powerful radiation destroyed the space station's protective system. Other companions were all dead already. He was the only one left alive now. Originally, he was going to report the situation to the NASA. The signal may be affected by radiation. The call was unexpectedly transferred to 911 call center. The operator said she could help him transfer to NASA, but it was rejected by the man. He begged the operator to help him connect with her wife. He hoped to say a final farewell to his family before he died. The operator was very embarrassed because it was against the regulations, but she still helped the man transfer the call in the end. Wait until the call was connected. The man immediately told his wife all his property information. The husband's abnormal behavior made the wife instantly realize how serious the matter was, so she quickly asked her daughter to answer the phone.
Hi, Daddy! I missed you!
I missed you too, baby.
When are you coming home?
I'd give anything on earth to be down there with you right now.
But you're not even on Earth.
Heard the daughter's laughter. He couldn't stand it anymore. At this moment, he felt like he saw his daughter's cute look.
Promise you'll do whatever Mommy says. Always give her a hand when she needs help.
I promise. Mommy's crying.
I'm not crying.
Look out the window and wave up at the sky.
Why? We can't see you.
But I can see you. I want you to know I'll always be up here, looking over you, okay?
Yes, Daddy. I'm waving.
One way from back.
You're silly. Daddy? Are you there? Daddy?
The man just stopped at this moment, stopped breathing, but he would remain in this position forever. He wanted to continue spending time with his family in this way. The family was about to go in to watch the movie, but suddenly gunshots rang out in the theater. The panicked crowd scattered the family of 3. The man could only watch helplessly as his wife was knocked down, engulfed in a sea of countless feet. Although she was quickly taken to the hospital, the woman's injuries were too severe, and she tragically passed away. What made it even more despairing was that the doctor was trying to persuade the man to donate his wife's liver to the shooter, a 15-year-old underage boy. It turned out that a high school teacher happened to be at the scene and promptly shot the boy to stop him. Unfortunately, the bullet hit the boy's liver. If the liver wasn't transplanted promptly, the only outcome awaited him was death. The husband was bewildered, not understanding what the doctor was thinking. This was the culprit who killed his wife. Why should he give his wife's liver to him? Unexpectedly, the next moment the cop brought an even more ironic piece of news. The so-called shooter wasn't holding a weapon but a vacuum cleaner. People then learned that the boy, in order to gain followers on social media, engaged in pranks in public places, and the movie playing in the theater happened to be a war film. In the darkness, the audience mistook the movie's gunshots for reality. Coincidentally, the man had a gun with him, so he pulled out the gun and shot the boy. Meanwhile, the boy's mother also stepped forward, saying her son was just too young and reckless. He wasn't fundamentally a bad child. She pleaded with the man to spare her unfortunate child. Surprisingly, the man actually signed the papers, agreeing to donate his wife's liver to the boy. However, after the surgery was completed, as soon as he arrived at the hospital room, he told the boy, "It's because of your damn quest for followers that my wife is dead. I gave you her liver so that you will live every day in regret in the future," enduring the insults from netizens every day. However, at the same time, the hero who had acted valiantly just hours before suddenly fell into disgrace. Online users criticized a high school teacher for carrying a gun. Overwhelming public opinion left him breathless. Eventually, he left a farewell message, turned and walked into the flow of traffic. By the time someone discovered and brought him to the hospital, he had already left this world. This era is truly too insane. The destruction of 3 families happened in just an instant.
Stupid, vicious thing gets a light shown on it. The world would be a much better place, much safer place. People just shut up.